Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good evening, class. I hope still Vishnu Kumar, another two has to join in anything. Okay, so we are in the last phase of nationalism in India. First phase we have seen up to the. I hope those who didn't listen the class, please listen the records whatever ma'am is sending. That would be helpful. Okay, so this freedom struggle we divided into three parts. Part one, growth of nationalism we discussed. So many factors which were responsible for the growth of nationalism. I hope it is audible clearly. Okay, next, after the growth of nationalism, immediate after the revolt of 1857, then we able to get the national consciousness, and that national consciousness helpful for formation of Indian National Congress. So that helped is the formation of Indian National Congress. After the formation of Indian National Congress, we divided that into three parts. First part, 1885 to 1905. Of course, 1907 they are going. 1905, that division of Bengal, that is the first phase. We read who were the leaders, that moderates, Badruddin Taibji, Umesh Chandra Banerjee, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, like that, those who led the Congress. 1905 to 1919, that phase was called as a extremist. During this time, we able to see the new, young, educated Western concept leaders who came to Indian National Congress, and they had their contribution. That also we have seen. And third concept, third phase. The third phase we have seen, that was the completely contribution of Mahatma Gandhi ji. Okay, so in 1919 to 19 till 1947 till date it is going on. So that was dominated by Gandhi ji. The Indian National Congress dominated by Gandhi ji. If you'll see this first phase, they're unable to get any development, only simple demands and all this. Second phase, little bit development we saw. In the second phase, the first mass movement we able to see, that was the anti-partition movement or the Bengal division, Lord Curzon, how he divided, and all the Indian National Congress, they able to motivate the people, and first forever under the leadership of the Indian National Congress, how do they able to create the movement, mass involvement and all this that we have seen. Next, second phase what happened during the third stage, 1919 to 19 till date means 1947. We have seen there was the end of World War One, and during that time, the role of Indian National Congress, the promise made by the British government, how they wanted to give independence, such type of things we have seen. Then there is a entry of Gandhiji. Gandhiji's early political activity also we discussed, that how he went to Champaran. Second one is the Kheda movement. Third one is the Ahmedabad. Next, Gandhiji's involvement Rowlatt Act. What was the Rowlatt Act? How they passed the Rowlatt Act? These all are things we already completed. Okay. Gradually, we went Gandhiji's direct involvement, Jallianwala Bagh movement. We read after that Gandhiji's launching of immediate after end of World War One. We have seen that Khalifa removal of that title by the British government of the Turkey ruler, that was led to the Khilafat movement. We have seen the Khilafat movement. Then Gandhiji's support, Indian National Congress support to the Khilafat movement, Ali brothers. These all are we detail read. Then Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Due to the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, we have seen Gandhiji launched another movement that was called as a NCM, non-cooperation movement. That also we have seen, and the cause of the non-cooperation movement, course of the non-cooperation movement, how it was participated, who people, what type of people they able to involve, and then suspension. Why did Gandhiji suspended the non-cooperation movement? That Chori Chora incident. That all we read. After that, 1922 to 1928, we have seen that radical movement, the movement made by the Bhagat Singh, Jairaj Guru, Sukhdev, Arvind Ghosh, Prafulla Chaki, that all they made that one. After that, we have seen Simon Commission. During the Simon Commission, few information I send in the group. I hope you can see that. Otherwise, if you didn't see, you can take the help of that. Then after the Simon Commission, again there was a demand. The British government made some policy which was not in favor of India. As a result, once again, Gandhiji's involvement. And by the time the Lord Irwin was there, and Irwin demands, Gandhiji raised the demand to Irwin, 11 demands, how he gave the target. Then the launching, most important was the SALT, and then launching of CDM, Civil Disobedience Movement. In the Civil Disobedience Movement, two terms we saw: first phase and second phase. First phase up to Gandhiji's. I hope you people are listening and understanding, right? So first phase we have seen, there was a development of Gandhiji's uh, launching, and different group of people, the Jats, the Pratidars, the public worker, railway, and the port, Hindustan shipyard people, then the women, then the small peasants, different category people. Yeah, they formed one organization, chambers, that is a FICCI, Federation of Indian Chambers and the Commerce of Industry. Those are all people, how they supported, that all we have seen, right? After that, there was a RTC, a round table conference. So during this round table conference, first round table conference failure, because we know that no representative from India. Then the second round table conference, Gandhi Urban Pact. Gandhi agreed to attend the second round table conference, right, children? So after that, Gandhiji, and there Ramsay MacDonald, who was the president of the round table conference, how he insulted Gandhiji, and they declared the communal awards. What is the communal award? To conduct the election in India based upon the caste. Earlier, children, they divided India in the name of religion, because different religions were there. Occupied. Okay, in India also they implemented the same thing. They divided between Hindus and Muslims. Now, in that second roundtable conference, they took an attempt to divide between the higher caste and the lower caste, upper caste and the lower caste. That's why the Ramsay MacDonald, he was the president of that, the then prime minister and the president of the roundtable conference. He declared communal rewards, or the communal awards. Okay, in that, they wanted to conduct election in India, provincial election, but they made one condition. The elections should be conducted between the upper caste and the lower caste. That also we discussed that. Gandhi didn't agree. He returned back. Then the role of Ambedkar, how Ambedkar convinced Gandhiji, okay, at Pune, and then Pune Pact we read. After that, we completed. Next, second, after this, we have seen that beginning of Second World War. During this Second World War, the Indian leaders, those who, yeah, during the Second World War, we have seen that 1939. Am I right? Yeah, Charan also joined. Snehaji or Yashaswini, can you say the period of Second World War? Any idea?
1939.
1939 to 1945. Very good. I think Charan attempted that. Yeah. Between this time, what happened? Before the beginning of Second World War, the British government provided some of the reforms. Okay. In that reform, they divided India into 11 provinces, and they gave the voting right also for the first time. Before independence, we conducted one general election in India. Okay, first general election, independent India, 1952. You know that. But before independent, we conducted the election, and that election we conducted 1937. And only limited voters, they gave the voting power, 12% educated and taxpayers. So in that election, what happened? Interesting thing, point you please note down: 11 province, entire India divided into 11 provinces. Okay, Delhi province, Eastern province, Northwestern province, Bengal province, then the, yeah, Chennai, Madras. By that time, Madras province, like that, Central province, like that. They divided 11 province. 1937, please note down nowadays, now onwards. Okay, important points. A little bit important also, you have to remember. So these 11 provinces, what happened? When we conducted the 11 election in the 11 provinces, they gave the voting right. And in that election, 8 provinces were owned by Indian National Congress, and 3 provinces were owned by Muslim League. If you'll see the percentage of the votes, okay, 1 minute, let me find out what is the percentage. Vishnu Kumar, any idea about the percentage? in the election? Percentage of vote in the election. I hope you have that idea on that. Vishnu Kumarji. Percentage. Vishnu Kumarji.
Yes, sir.
Any idea about the percentage in the vote? Election, in an election.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So, Charan, do you have any idea of percentage?
No, sir.
Very good. So, okay. So, see, children, here what happens in India, we are conducting election now. The party which is securing more number of votes, more number of seats. Suppose, for example, if you see in Lok Sabha, we are having 545 seats. Anyhow, 543 we are conducting direct election. Remaining two elections are Anglo-Indians, but out of 543, the party which is getting the majority means near about 272 seats. So we are giving important to majority of the seats. Okay, how many seats the party won, that party is considered as a winning party in India. But in European country, England and other, they are considering the percentage of vote. In India also, during election, they are telling this party secured this percentage of votes, but we are not, the result is not set based upon the percentage in India. In India, the result is fixed based upon the winning number of seats. In European countries, they are giving important to the percentage of votes, how much, which party able to secure more percentage vote, that party considered as the winning party or that candidate. So by the time 1937 election when we conducted, of course, 8 seats were won by the Indian National Congress, only 3 by the Muslim League. Now you note down, Muslim Leagues able to secure only 4.04 percentage of seats, I mean the votes. 5.6 around Indian National Congress. So this is the result class in 1947 election. Sorry, 1937 election. 1937, the party which able to secure only 3 seats in the 11 province and 4.04 percentage votes. How do within 10 years that party able to demand a separate country and it able to even form a government, I mean a Muslim country? How was it possible within 10 years? What happened within that 10 years? That minor party, less number of voters, less number of supporting. Instead of that, what miracle happened that within 10 years, they able to form a new country? So that is the question. That problem we are going to solve now. Okay, so Muslim League. So India now divided into two parties. We know that one was the Congress party, another is the Muslim League party. That all party system I explained previous classes. Once you listen that classes, you will understand. Now, 1937, after this election, 1937, World War II started. When the World War II started, the British government declared India's participation without consulting the Indian leaders. As a result, all these leaders, elected leaders, they resigned. We discussed this point last class also. After that, what happened? In the meantime, there was a demand from the Muslim League leaders for a separate country. They already started demanding. Chaudhry Rahmat Ali, one of the student from the Cambridge University, while you are sitting 1933-34, please note down this. Chaudhry Rahmat Ali, a Cambridge student who was studying in the Cambridge University from India. While he was sitting by that time, he has coined the name Pakistan. He took complete P, please note down, P from Punjab, A, Afghanistan, K, Kashmir, Sindh province, Baluchistan. By that time, Afghanistan, these all are part of India, no. So he took all these Muslim dominated areas and coined or designed the name Muslim country. But by that time, and he had written in the paper and pamphlets were distributed. By that time, maximum people they realized that, oh, simply this is not possible. It became a daydream like that. But one day came, that same daydream became the reality. Okay, Chaudhary Raman. So please note down the credit goes for design or creating of the name Pakistan goes to Chaudhary Rahmat Ali. Okay, after that, during this time, gradually in India, we able to see the wave of separatist or two nation theory. In gradually the Muslim leaders they wanted to be separate from India or separate power, separate legislature. Gradually, of course, till 1942-43 they did not demand any separate country, but they wanted everything should be given separate for them, either the election or the reservation, everything. In the meantime, when the World War II started, please note down, okay, when the World War II started, World War II, a small change we able to see. This point also we read several times. This triple entente, triple alliance. So in the triple entente, the country Japan shifted to triple alliance. England, France, Russia, America, and their supporting countries. They were called as the triple entente. And during the World War II, they were called as the allied countries. And Germany, Austria-Hungary, Italy, and their supporter countries, they were called as a triple alliance. Or during the World War II, they were called as the Axis power. But now, in the World War II, Japan shifted from allied power to Axis power, and Japan emerged into a super country. We discussed this point also before class. Okay, so now Japan, what it did, it able to occupy all the Asian colonies. And by 1941, Japan occupied Myanmar, or by that time, Burma, it was name was Burma or Rangoon. When it came, it occupied Indonesia, it occupied Vietnam, okay, almost all the European colonies in Asia. Japan started to occupy because to show its imperialistic policy or its mightiest or the power and all this. So when it reached nearby Myanmar or the Myanmar or Burma, then Gandhiji got shocked. And Gandhiji now realized that next target of Japan should be India. Okay, I hope you are understanding. May I know why Gandhiji expected that Yashaswini or Snehaji or Vishnu Kumar or Charanji? May I know why Gandhiji expected like that? Any idea? So Japan already came to nearby Myanmar. When Japan came to nearby Myanmar, neighbor country of India. Okay, Myanmar, I hope you know that. Yeah, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, they are the countries. So why Gandhiji expected that next target of Japan may be India? May I get it? Any idea? What might be the reason of Gandhiji's? Yeah, Vishnu Kumarji, please.
India was under rule of British, sir.
Yes, sir. Very good. That is only children. So as Vishnu Kumarji told, target of Japan what? The Japan target was to occupy all the European colonies. By that time, India was a European England colony. So Japan may attack India not because of Indians or Japan had no enmity with India, but as India was ruled by British, so to take revenge against the British, Japan may attack India. So Gandhiji realized that. Then Gandhiji gave a slogan, "Oh British, this is the condition, and this is the right time." That was around 1942. We are talking about 1942, and this 1942 in and around World War II, all the people, all the world country was busy with the World War II. So this was the right time, British, you have to quit India. I hope you understood which movement we are discussing. Quit India movement. And that movement was popularly called as Quit India movement. When Gandhiji declared that, yeah, we are going to start again the movement, third and the last movement declared by Gandhiji, Quit India movement. Three movements. One was the non-cooperation movement, second was the CDM, civil disobedience movement, and third one, this is the third one, Quit India movement. And Gandhiji, because you know that Gandhiji's popularity, Gandhiji's favor, all people were supporting Gandhiji. So when Gandhiji declared this one, British government also feared to Gandhiji's decision. Immediately in 1942, they sent Sir Stafford Cripps. Please note down, Sir Stafford Cripps, which was popularly called as a Cripps Mission. That Stafford Cripps came to India. He met with Gandhiji, but there was no proper negotiation. The discussion between Gandhiji and Cripps failure. As a result, Gandhiji declared that we are going to start the Quit India movement. In fact, 8th August 1942 was the date fixed by Gandhiji that we are going to start the movement. But British government, as we know that, they did not allow Gandhi because wartime, no. So they don't want any sort of disturbance in India. So by hook or crook, British wanted to suppress that movement. When Cripps mission failure, Stafford Cripps unable to convince Gandhi for not to go for the movement, then British government took the suppressive step and British government arrested all the frontline leaders. Gandhiji, almost all the frontline leaders before the movement began. So that's why we are giving important to Quit India movement day, 9th August. In fact, Gandhiji declared that 8th August we are going to start. But as they were arrested, no leaders were there. One day delay, 9th August, the Quit India movement started. And the leaderless movement, there was no leader because we know that all the frontline leaders were arrested, kept in the jail. And yeah, then individual satyagraha. That was called as a individual satyagraha. All the satyagrahis, they became the leader of themselves. They make the agitation. They followed the principle of Gandhiji, of course, satyagraha and non-violence. And to encourage the leaders inside the jail, Gandhiji gave one slogan. Because Gandhiji already arrested, no? So from the jail, Gandhiji gave one slogan. This is the opportunity. You have to do something for your country or you have to die. Do or die. The popular slogan, I hope you might have heard. Okay, do or die. That slogan Gandhiji gave from the jail to encourage the satyagrahis. Of course, it was a mass movement. So many people were involved and it was continued for a long time. Okay, children, I hope you understood Quit India movement. 1942, it was started. British arrested because British also involved in the World War II. By the time Japan, next that Italy, Hitler and Mussolini, they were created terror on the France and England and Russia until the America joined because America joined little bit late in the World War II, 1941, I think, by signing the Atlantic Charter. Yeah, until that, Hitler and Mussolini, they created a lot of terror among these countries. So England also a little bit confused, right? Anyhow, this is what Quit India movement atmosphere and Quit India movement was going on. While this Quit India movement was going on, let it continue. We will move towards another part. Yeah. May I know by that time we had two political parties. What are the two political parties? Any one of you?
Indian Muslim League and Indian National Congress.
Very good, Charan. Excellent. Nice. Yeah, I hope others also you know that Indian National Congress and Muslim League, All India Muslim League. Very good, Charan. So, All India Muslim League now, Congress part we understood how Congress was led by Gandhiji and how it was started the Quit India movement and all this. Now let us move towards Muhammad Ali Jinnah and his Muslim League. Okay, Muslim League, as I told you that now they are a little bit different. This Muslim League had a great support to Indian National Congress in the early phase. During the NCM, we have seen that non-cooperation movement, they had support. After Gandhiji, they had support. But their lukewarm support we started from CDM. In the civil disobedience movement, they were not that supportive to Gandhiji because they got the concept of two nation theory. Please remember, two nation theory. Now, this was a golden opportunity for Muhammad Ali Jinnah. You see, children, 1939, World War II started. 1942, yeah, even Subhash Chandra Bose also not there, because last class we read how INA was happened and Subhash Chandra Bose was met with a plane crash. That all we read. So he was also not there. So it was a golden opportunity for Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Muslim League. He convinced all the Muslim community. How he convinced? Now, yeah, we have to that country. We have to. He met with the business people, Muslim business people, common man, Muslim traders, Muslim politicians. Okay, of course, there are some stands, Congress, Muslim leaders also there, but very less. Like Maulana Azad Kalam, he was a Muslim. Being the Muslim, he stayed in Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. They were the Muslims, but they were pro-Indian, pro-Congress. They were the supporter of Congress, but very less leaders. Maximum leader they convinced by Muhammad Ali Jinnah. He convinced them we can create a separate country where there should not be any exploit from the Hindu traders, where there is no exploitation from the jamindars. Like that, he convinced we can create our own government where there will be no religious differences. We can impose whatever the religious practice we should, and our elite people, our landlords, they can rule the way we want. In this way, he provoked the people, he convinced the people, and he tried to yeah, that was the period, golden period for Mr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah. He able to convince between 1942 to 43 and 40, until Gandhiji was released in 1940. Gandhiji was released in 1945, towards the end of the World War II. Until that, 1942-45, and golden opportunity for him. So that is how he started. Let us know a little bit more about the demand of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So this is not only Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Along with the Muhammad Ali Jinnah, there was another leader, Muhammad Iqbal. May I know Muhammad Iqbal? How can you recollect Muhammad Iqbal? Muhammad Iqbal. Do you know Muhammad Iqbal? Muhammad Iqbal. Yeah.
Okay.
Charan, you don't know Yasaswini, Sneha ji. सिंपल, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, हम बुलबुले हैं इसकी, ये गुलस्तान हमारा. That yeah, I hope you have heard that, right? So this is सारे जहां से अच्छा was written by Muhammad Iqbal. So being the writer, poet, and Muslim, Muhammad Iqbal also, the poet, Urdu poet, he also spoke for a need of northwestern Indian Muslim state in his presidential address in the Muslim League in 1930 onwards. Similarly, please note down, based upon the divide and rule policy, okay, British already wanted that divide and rule policy. Please note down, Sare Jahan Se Acha, written by Muhammad Iqbal, and who was in support of a separate Muslim nation, Northwest Indian Muslim state. Okay. Similarly, I told you that name Pakistan, how it was coined by the Chaudhry Rahmat Ali in 1933-35. Now let us see, 23rd March 1940. Please note down that 23rd March 1940, the Muslim League moved to a resolution. They passed one resolution to the British government demanding a major autonomy for the Muslim majorities. They wanted some of the major powers, autonomy, independent rule for the Muslim community. That was they passed on 23rd March 1940. In that resolution, they did not mention any separate country or separate nation, nothing. Simply they passed the resolution and they demanded, we want some autonomy, some power. The next year, when they passed another resolution, 1941, in that openly they demanded, we want a separate country in the name of Pakistan. The same point written by Chaudhry Rahmat Ali, whose concept they rejected by Madman's Daydream. They told that it was not possible. By that time, so many they criticized Chaudhry Rahmat Ali and they criticized that Madman's Daydream. No, that daydream, now they gave focus and they wanted to separate Pakistan from India. And what are the lines given by Mr. Muhammad Chaudhry Rahmat Ali? The same demand proposed by Muslim League before the British government. So the Pakistan Regulation, please note down, Pakistan Regulation was the name Pakistan for the first time they gave in the 1941 regulation. They gave to the British government. They wanted a separate country. In this way, the Pakistan demand was started by the in and around 1940 and 41. And as I told you, 42, it was a golden opportunity, arrest of Gandhiji, and then the convincing, how convinced by the Muslims were convinced by the Mr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So this is how they created one condition, situation for a separate or two nation theory. Okay, children, I hope you understood what is this two nation theory. Of course, 3 minutes, we can complete a few more points. So this was how a condition, a situation, the political arena during this Second World War, which favored for the Pakistan, which favored for the Muhammad Ali Jinnah for demanding a separate nation. So this was open demand for a new nation, separate nation, and that was none other than Pakistan, right? For that, what type of step they have taken? Yeah, gradually they have taken more steps to achieve that one. If you'll see, it was 1942. We know that 1942. After the 1942, gradually the war came into end. Quit India movement, Subhash Chandra Bose. That all we have seen. In the meantime, what happened? The war was end. World War II came into end, and during this World War II, Winston Churchill was there. Conservative Party was the prime minister, and he was very conservative and nature and in power also. He never wanted to give any 38. He never wanted to give any sort of reform to Indians. Okay. Okay, children, we'll go to that. Rejoin again because 1 minute left over. Let us rejoin once again. Ma'am. Yes, Sneha ji. Please raise a question.
Excuse me, sir. I wanted to ask a doubt actually about
Yeah,
Veer
yeah.
Savarkar. So when did he came into like when did he create the ideology of Hindutva?
Hindutva, and that during, I hope you did not listen that class. At the time of Indian National Congress, we had two organs. One was the RSS and another was the Hindu Mahasabha. Okay. During that time, so many leaders, they became the active, and RSS, Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangha, next Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Hindutva, and parallel to that, Muslim League. So by that time, these all leaders, they gave importance to the Hindutva and Hindu Mahasabha and Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh. That was the contemporary beginning of Indian National Congress. Before clip, the beginning, second part when I taught, you will get all these details. The Hindu Mahasabha and Muslim League. That by that time you will get all these concepts. So this was the period of early formation of Indian National Congress. Okay, Sneha.
So can we say that there were three parties?
No, not three parties, three phases. 1 minute. We'll join again because the class will end within a few seconds. We'll join, then I will
Yes, sir.
clarify
Yes, sir.
you.
Please join
Yeah,
again, children.
Yeah.